Hello, everyone, and welcome back to It Schway at Shwarbage, a Batman, Batfan, Bat Review, Batpod, Batcast. I'm Will.
I'm Jack.
And I am contemplating a question.
What would that question be, Quentin?
Okay, Riddler.
What is the I would say ethical nature of child soldiers?
Bad.
Bad. I would say bad.
Mm-hmm.
Bad. A question that Bruce Wayne poses himself.
Never.
Never.
Or if
Robins
he
are
does,
kind of
he
fucked up
disagrees with
conceptually,
us.
right?
Oh yeah, I mean yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely.
No.
We've one of our first reviews. I think our very first review is Robin's first appearance, where Batman was like, "Hey kid, you want to go kill us as a criminal?" And Robin went, "Yes, I would like to do that."
Do you want to get revenge? Do you want to get retribution for the death of your parents?
You want to kill a bunch of goons and then send one guy to the electric chair? And Robin's like, I'm 11. And Batman goes, great.
Perfect.
Prime fighting age.
I think he might have actually been 9 in his first appearance. We don't know. Whatever.
You,
And
it's funny how Bruce's parents die, and then he has to go up into the fucking Himalayas and train the shit with the fucking Shadow Clan.
Yeah, but whenever like a little boy dies, he's like, you're perfect.
You're already perfect. One day in, one day out. You're an acrobat. Good. Those are all the skills you need.
You're good at stealing tires. I can probably apply that to crime fighting.
Oh
And-
well, now we're talking about a different Robin.
well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because today we got something really, really special. Something really special.
Something very personal to
From
us,
June?
the three of us.
1987. Batman.
What day?
It's June.
Wait, June?
Yeah, it says June 87 in the top right corner.
The description says it was February 17th.
It
What?
says June on the top right corner.
The description says February 17th, 1987.
What? Where's the description?
On DC,
Oh.
I'll look it up otherwise. But like when you're not
Oh
reading
yeah,
the
oh
comments,
yeah. I now see the description. Yeah. Well, the description's lying. It says June. In
Yeah.
the top right.
Or I mean, okay, okay, cool.
It's sometime during 1987.
During 1987, maybe on the 17th of a month,
Maybe, perhaps.
Batman: The New Adventures for
maybe June is when it's set. Is it set in June?
Maybe it's set in June. Who's this kid right here? Who's that? Who is he? I don't know. We don't know yet.
Which I mean, do you want me to spoil it?
No,
Oh, don't spoil it.
don't spoil
Okay, so
it.
are we not going to do like cover
No,
up? Or,
let's
like,
do cover.
No,
up.
we'll do cover up. We'll do
Okay.
cover up.
I feel like it's going to be like hard to like avoid discussing the boy.
No,
Then
we can spoil it.
No, I mean, we'll discuss the boy. We just don't know who the boy is yet.
Okay, Quentin,
There's just
tell
a
us
boy.
your cover up for this mysterious boy.
What's my
Well, Quinn,
cover
describe
up for
the
this?
cover first. Quinn, just like
So-
what is?
Yeah.
This is I think that this is a great cover. I think that this is a great cover. So what it is it is the Batmobile. I like this Batmobile design. It's
That makes one of us.
it's sleek. It's blue. It's cool.
I hate the face. I hate the face on the hood.
And what is happening to the fucking Batmobile? There's a young boy removing the tires. He's popping the tires off one by one. And above it all, Batman. He's sitting there looking down. He's about to put the beat down on the small boy. And that's the cover.
And now, what
It's
would you change, Quinn?
what would I change? So this cover is one part Batman, one part Batmobile, and one part impoverished boy. And the thing I would change is I would change the date in the top right corner. This cover is perfect. This cover is perfect.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, yeah, I'd probably change the face on the car. I don't like it very much. It looks so fucking goofy.
It's really.
What about you guys?
I was gonna talk about the face on the car.
I mean, hold on. I want to say something. Batman's fucking huge.
Massive.
Like, try to take that image of Batman and try to fit it in the Batmobile. It's like a clown car.
It's perspective, though. It's perspective.
Yeah, it is perspective.
Yeah, but he looks too big and he's behind the car.
Yeah, but but the boy is young and he sees the big Batman.
No. This cover is great. This is a banger. This is the best cover we've looked at. Batman is like, it's like a Goliath. Like
Did
it's
you say
like
this
David.
is the best cover we've looked at?
I think so. Do you disagree?
I'm trying to think back to the other. You know, Phantasmal Hugo Strange was pretty good.
Okay, but I mean, like look at like the shading on the cape shape, the funny little Zato hidden in the in the shadows.
Yeah, like
That
the
is
Zero.
Fucking this impoverished boy who Quentin is pretending to not know who it is.
I
Is making
really
a very
don't know who
funny
this
face.
is.
Did you not read the comic? This is an
Yeah.
iconic issue.
You know, I wonder why. I wonder for what reason, what character may or may not be introduced. Yeah. Make him smaller. Make him we need a teeny tiny little Batman.
A wee bit.
We need a microscopic
He's
Batman.
fucking just tiny. That would be actually great if he was like tiny.
Tiny.
Imagine,
magnifying
if
glass
you
to see
will,
him.
this cover, except replace Batman's size with about the size of like a Batmite.
I thought you were gonna say take this cover but replace Batman and Jason sizes. Just a fully grown man sealing the tires while a small boy is coming to beat him up.
Yeah.
Jack, do you have something you'd like to change?
I think we've covered it. No pun intended.
Shink.
Does anyone talk about the start? Like, give us a bring us into this.
Actually, I have a question for one of you guys. I guess I'll ask Quentin.
Yeah.
Did Robin die tonight?
I don't think so. Well, I mean, yes and no. That's actually, you know what? This is a very good opener for this first part, because this is a question that has two answers, and one is yes and one is no, and they're both right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, Joker stole this fucking boppin' necklace.
And he's JoJo posing for some reason.
He is.
He is.
He's styling actually.
Yeah, he's in his bag right now for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I love this characterization of the Joker because it feels very undiluted.
Yeah, this is Bronze Age Joker because he disappeared during the Silver Age. Then he had a big resurgence, which made him the fucking mega popular character he is now.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's getting attacked by Batman and Robin because he did a crime off panel, and he responds to this by quite frankly ridiculously easily just shooting Robin. Robin's trying to sneak up on him and maybe gets 2 steps into his sneak before the Joker does a cool ass pose and shoots him in the arm, sending Robin hurtling over a cliff. It's pretty great. And
Maybe
then Batman runs.
cliff is a bit of a.
It's a
misleading
building.
It's
What
the side
are
of the
they
building.
standing on? There's
On a
a
building.
Trojan statue and fucking pillars and columns.
I would imagine it's some sort of museum.
Yeah, where the
Okay. Or maybe this is Maxi Zeus's place. He built a Greek temple on top of a skyscraper.
That would be awesome
Maybe.
if that was the setting for this. I love the phrasing of Joker calling Batman's aversion to gun a anti firearms fetish.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
yeah, I think didn't we have a discussion recently about whether Batman's no gun thing was real?
Yeah, I mean the no gun thing is kind of from the more kind of child friendly Batman stuff. He doesn't use guns, but he's not opposed to it. He doesn't kill. Once again, shot Darkseid. That's the big thing. Also, all of old Batman when he used to kill. There was a gray period where he stopped killing, but still just kind of had guns.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
more discussion on the guns.
Plus, I mean, there's that one time, there's like a goon. I think there's like one panel, and it's not like a big deal, where Batman like takes a gun out of a goon's hand, and like he like I don't remember what he used. No, this is nothing. This is nothing. Moving on.
Yeah.
We could talk about this some other day.
In the hit show Batman Beyond.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway.
Robin's in peril, guys. Let's not beat around the bush here. Robin's in peril.
Very few times in comic books do I feel that guns are like very dangerous, but when the Joker is very clearly like shown to be wielding a gun and so much importance is placed on it, I know something's gonna happen. So Robin gets shot.
Yeah, he shoots Robin on like the fucking sixth panel on like second page, panel 3, like instantly fucking gets him. There's not like a build up or anything.
Yeah, it just goes boom. He was not shot, and now he is shot, which is, I mean, oftentimes how getting shot works. Is there's a period of time where you have not been shot, and then there's a period of time after the shooting where you've been shot.
Now, where I would say this differs from most shootings is the dangling from a building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he tumbles off the side of a building, but the grappling hook that he was using wraps around his legs and catches him, which is a good thing, because there he is just snatched. So now Batman has to make a choice between going after the Joker and rescuing Robin. But Robin, Dick Grayson, is very like, yeah, I can do this, Batman. I'm good. I got it. You can go after him.
I
Classic
love
Dick
that.
Grayson.
I love that they play this up like it's a big decision, and then Batman just fucking beans Joker in the head with a batarang.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it's not anything.
Joker doesn't
could've
put up
done
much
that-
of a fight after this.
He could have done that with one hand and like pulled Robin up with the other, but no, he takes the time to take out Joker, and when he looks back, Robin fell.
Yeah. I mean, and this is where I really do want to like highlight the difference, because we missed a little bit of substance with what exactly the jewels were, and I made a note of this because it is here that I realized the massive difference between this sort of Batman and like the early Batman. I can notice a clear distinction, because he's sitting there and Batman's kind of talking to the Joker, and he's like, why these rocks, these jewels, they're bad, so many people have died for them, why continue the cycle of violence? And Joker's sitting there and talking about how it adds more value to the smile of death or whatever. But then I flashed back to Batman issue 1, where Batman literally killed a ton of goons for robbing a bank.
Mm-hmm.
He's learned
so-
to value people.
They were big. They were big though.
They were big, but that version of Batman, it really kind of got in my head, valued material possessions over like the sanctity of human life, and now that's not so much the case.
Good job.
Oh yeah, Golden Age Batman feels like a Bronze Age Batman villain.
Yeah.
Anyway, Batman picks up Robin in a very dramatic pose that I'm sure is that's the only time he'll ever hold a Robin like that. This
Yeah,
isn't
probably.
a reference or anything
Oh,
like
this isn't
that.
gonna
Don't
be a
worry about
theme.
it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But guess who saw it? Guess who saw Robin fall? The news. It's the news, baby. It's the copter, the chopper. They saw it all, and whoever is piloting it, or whoever's sitting in there watching all this, says, "Get me back to the studio, Frankie. Did Robin die tonight? Film at 11." Which it's the name of the thing. It's the name of the comic. But
Anyway, yeah, they do the news. Joker goes to jail.
Arkham Asylum,
Rob,
in fact.
yeah, Yeah. I mean, of course, he's very clearly mentally ill.
Yeah, very
I
very
hope
clearly
they.
that's his only
hmm
like.
I'm
That's
glad
the
that
best way to
Batman
do it.
just fucking like a orphaned baby just left Joker like out in the front lawn in front of Arkham Asylum.
It does. They do describe it. The Joker was
hmm
dropped on the doorstep of Arkham Asylum
Like
like an
an
unwanted
unwanted
child.
Bruce, you could have just taken him.
And I also think it's funny, just like the way that this panel is colored. The Joker's mouth has been covered up with like white tape.
hmm
It looks like he
Um,
just has no
It,
mouth.
it
It
just
really
looks like
looks
he
like he
has no
just has
mouth.
Anyway, Robin's throwing a fit because he's like, "You're not gonna let me fucking fight crime," and Batman's like, "No, you really fucked up, and it's kind of my fault because I enabled this. Back when you were 9 and I took you to commit your first murder,
He
which I
almost
don't condone
he
anymore."
almost starts to realize that bringing children into his insane, uh, like paramilitary activities is not good.
Emphasis on almost,
Almost.
thinks that.
Almost. He considers. Yeah. The conversation quickly like goes forward, and then Dick is like, "Yeah, you can stop me from fighting crime by your side, but can't. You can't ask me to stop fighting crime. This is my
Yeah.
destiny. This is my passion." And then it shows us a quick panel of him in a mask, and had the concept of Nightwing been introduced beforehand at this point?
This is a prequel issue.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Because when Jason, this is a retcon, because when Jason was originally first introduced, he was a trapeze artist.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know for a fact, but I believe this is well into the Teen Titans run. I do believe he is Nightwing at this point.
Well, it's a cool
Yeah.
illusion.
Little
to what
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is also definitely the disco outfit era of Nightwing. So,
That's
the best
awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely. Are you kidding me?
one. Yeah, so Robin's like, "Okay, you can kick me out, but I'm gonna go do a Teen Titans about it." And Batman goes, "Cool, we'll see you around." And then he goes to Commissioner Gordon, and Commissioner Gordon like, "Is Robin actually dead?" And he goes, Kinda." This is a very odd
Meanwhile, the
conversation,
media is like, "Holy shit! Batman just let a kid die."
Yep.
And Commissioner Gordon is like, "Hey, you should tell them that he's not actually dead. You're just going your separate ways." And he goes, "I don't really care.
Yeah.
Don't really care."
I mean, I also think like with the Nightfall Protocol being a thing, I think that dying is probably the best way to just make sure that no more criminals go after you.
Oh, I was thinking about the comic Nightfall for a minute. Forgot about Arkham Knight for a minute. I was like,
I thought that was the justification he was gonna use, but
Yeah.
he just says, "No, do I care what what anyone thinks of my work? No."
His work. That's so weird. That
it's
he's-
his job.
No, but no. Okay, listen. But like he describes it how an artist describes their gallery of paintings, his works, his many works of beating the shit out of criminals.
Then it's like, "Hey, Vicky Vale's doing this." Then it moves to them having Batman or Bruce Wayne and Vicky Vale having a date.
Yeah, not Batman.
Not
Just
Batman.
your normal billionaire friend, Bruce Wayne.
And then Vicky's like, "You should help me not support Batman anymore. You should like denounce Batman publicly." And then Bruce goes,
Yeah. Bruce goes, "Why?" And Vicky Vale goes, "Because of all that child endangerment." And he goes, "Is that bad?
"Is that the
Is
worst?"
that a bad thing?" Wait, hold on, Vicky. I need you to be honest with me. Has that been how long has that been bad?
And she goes, "Forever, Bruce." And then he goes,
Oh
"Well,
fuck! And he fucking gets up and leaves. runs.
He runs away, and as he runs away, he turns back and says, I'm innocent. I'm just a victim of liberal guilt.
Mm-hmm. This is a good story we're writing. That's not what happens. They walk by a hot dog stand.
But
And
he does say he's a
The
victim
line
of liberal
about
guilt.
liberal guilt is
He
real.
does? Oh yeah. Okay, here's the time I'm gonna confess. I'm gonna confess something.
Yeah?
So I did a read through of this. And I took many notes. But I think it is most important to kind of share with the audience my mind going through this. And I hit a point where I found something so amazing and unbelievable that it made me delete all of my other notes and write down exclusively that one, because it is the only important detail to me.
What?
So
Okay, I'm looking forward to that.
when we get to that, I'll tell you. But right now, I'm just kind of treading water. I don't remember too much. I'm really here just to talk about the one thing when we get to it.
That's perfectly okay.
That is
Yeah.
so fine.
Yeah. That excites me greatly.
I love the one thing, because it's always
Yeah, but
So
usually
good.
I have like one cool thing, and like still take notes on other things. This time I really just have one note. I have
Yeah.
one note, and I'm just kind of like floundering for the rest of this.
welcome to my world, baby.
Well, we could get through this hot dog scene, unless this is the scene that...
No.
Okay.
No.
Guy is buying a hot dog, like a true American, buying a hot dog at the hot dog stand, and somebody passes by, steals his wallet, and Bruce is like, oh wow, crap, those guys stole his wallet, and he goes to try to beat him up and get the wallet back, and beats them up, but he has to pretend that he can't beat them up that much, because then everyone will think he's Batman. So he beats them up a little bit and then gets beat up. And he gets
Yeah,
the wallet back.
The fighting style that he utilizes here can be read in many different ways, like some classic wrestling techniques. But the way that I've chosen to take it is that he's using like a Yakuza 0 breakdown style fucking like disco
Quinn,
dance
you know
move.
I'm playing that game. Why did you
That's a
spoil?
great game.
I
I
didn't
love
I didn't
that game.
spoil anything.
Okay,
That-
I haven't gotten to that though. I did only play for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I haven't picked it back up yet.
I'm just going to
it's
take
just-
this opportunity to say, if you have not played that game and you like video games, check that game out. It's really good. Yakuza
It is
0.
very
Welcome to the
It's
Yakuza
amazing.
cast.
Welcome to
Great
the
game,
Yakuza
one of my
cast.
favorites.
Like a dragon.
I got that game for like $3. It was on sale like 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sales, am I right, fellas? They're crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I love sales. Speaking of, what an expensive suit Bruce Wayne is wearing as he beats down on the
It's a nice suit. It's a nice
It's a
suit.
nice
Very nice
fucking
suit.
suit.
Everyone in this is dressed pretty snazzily.
Yeah, I
like the
do like
outfits,
these goons who stole the wallet. Like, one of them has a very nice hat.
Two of them got nice hats.
Oh yeah,
I like the one.
Like-
I like the one scene where they fucking kindergarten push him over one of the guys crouched on the ground.
yeah, that's classic. I love that too.
I love how they're all wearing the same jacket. It's just a different color.
different color.
It's so
Mhm,
like they're
mhm.
coordinated. You've got to respect that. Shout out to these petty thieves.
Anyway, then Bruce and Vicky they kind of part ways.
Yeah.
Head about their business.
Vicky says, "I'm going to Crime Alley for fun. Not for fun, for a story."
just a casual stroll down the biggest crime spot.
It's
in all of
Crime
Gotham.
Alley. Why? It's Crime
Not
Alley.
for fun.
It's
Not.
the funniest named place in all of Gotham City.
It's
for
not
mo-
even like
it's,
a nickname.
it's for something that
just
rhymes
Crime
with
Alley.
fun. It's for something that rhymes with fun. That's why she's going to Crime Alley. It's for Ma Gunn. The legend
love Ma
herself.
Gunn.
I think Ma Gunn is hilarious. She's an Australian teacher.
She's an Australian teacher.
She's an Australian teacher.
She's opened up a school in Crime Alley called Ma Gunn School Ma Gun School for Boys. I didn't realize until now that Ma Gun could be my gun. Like, wait.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think it is.
assume that's intentional.
I believe it is. We'll get to why.
We'll get to why that is.
Is this? You know what? Dropping the pretenses. Ma Gun turns out to not be a cool person. Is this like an Australian stereotype? Is this like the thing like because she turned out to be a criminal?
Oh yeah, and all Australians are criminals because
Yeah.
it's a criminal island.
It was a penal colony.
Oh, that's interesting. That is an interesting interpretation. Yeah, I don't.
Whatever. Anyway, we get a fucking another flashback to Bruce Wayne's parents dying.
Yeah, because it's crime now.
That always happens.
His
Why
parents.
does that always
If you
happen?
didn't know, when Bruce Wayne was a boy, his parents were killed, and that kind of sparked him into becoming Batman. If you don't know, you never heard about this.
I would love if someone was listening to this, and as you say that, like, oh, that fucking, like, that's, wow, that makes so much sense.
Wait. My favorite characters, Thomas and Martha.
Yeah,
Dead?
that's why I can't find any stories about Thomas and Martha Wayne anywhere.
Oh yeah.
Do we have any more to talk about Ma Gun, or can we move on to these two guys telling Batman it's a nice night for a stroll? 'Cause
We
I
have to
love
talk
that.
a little more about Ma Gun because we have to set up the mirage of Ma Gun that
Tell us
exists.
about Ma Gun.
Oh, she's so nice. Batman goes to visit her school, and she's like so nice. She's like, yeah, just trying to make a change, just trying to make a difference out here in Crime Alley. Opening up.
You know me, I love teaching and hate crime. It's
Yeah.
me, Ma Gun.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I did not expect anything out of this woman at all.
Me
Now I
neither.
feel so
Me
fucking
neither.
absurd for her because she is an Australian teacher who opened up a school in Crime Alley. In
Well-
Crime Alley.
I didn't suspect her. That I don't blame myself for not suspecting her because he was Australian. You know, that's
I
don't
didn't.
have
That was
that
one of the notes I
prejudice.
had written and then deleted. Is this a weird like kind of racist Australian stereotype?
and I don't
um,
know. But I did not suspect. I did not suspect Ma Gun. I'll be honest. Did
Do you
you
think
guys
this is James? Do you think this is James Gunn's mom?
I mean,
Yeah, I did not expect anything of Ma Gun when I first read through.
All right. Well, talk about the two guys. Talk about the two guys that you.
There's just these two very cool guys, and as Batman is leaving Ma Gun school and going back to the Batmobile, he walks by them and they go, "Hey Batman, nice night for a stroll." And Batman goes, "Gentlemen." It's just a very funny little interaction that I greatly appreciate.
I think you you can interpret it as "Hey Batman, nice night for a stroll," or you can interpret it as "Hey Batman, nice night for a stroll."
Yeah, that I really hope it's that second one
Yeah.
because I really like the idea of this Gotham has gotten to the point of where Batman is just like kind of a minor celebrity.
the child murderer Batman.
Yeah, this is the one that's being dragged by the media for child endangerment.
Yeah,
And
these guys
then-
don't seem to care.
And then what happens on the next panel, guys? What happens on the next page?
He has made his way back to the Batmobile, where he has discovered someone has jacked two of the tires off the Batmobile, and Batman starts laughing in Crime Alley because he thinks it's the funniest thing in the world.
It is
And fair.
No,
lady took his
I
time.
think he's laughing because he knows who did this.
How would he know?
How? This
He
is
knows.
a completely
He knows.
random.
No, what do you
scenario.
mean? What do you mean?
He kn-
This
he
is the
knows that
first
there was
time he's met him.
He knows that there is an impish little boy that goes by a very specific, very funny name, and it just
You think he's laughing like he's like, oh, Jason Todd did this. Had Jason Todd.
You're able to
Batman.
No,
Batman was
Quentin-
like, oh, Jason Todd.
Quentin, this is a legit, very like powerful and interesting moment. If you just reduced it to Jason Todd funny, which is what I was going to do. So how dare you?
I don't know why. Like, I've been
I was
poisoned.
talking with
I've-
Jack.
Like, explain why Just saying Jason Todd will make me chuckle. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I was talking with Jack a little bit before we started recording, and it just, oh my god, oh my fucking god. There's a moment in this comic that I laughed so hard. I was sitting eating my fucking cereal this morning. I was reading this on my phone. I spit out my cereal and could not stop laughing. And my dad said, "What? What is going on?" And I legitimately had to turn to my father and I said, "Jason Todd." And he said, "What does that mean?"
I think.
Oh no.
Listen, I could talk for a whole hour about why I think Jason Todd is funny, but I think it boils down to just like there are 3 inherently funny things about Jason Todd. Most funny thing, even though this probably wasn't true, is probably a little bit rigged. The audience voted for him to die.
That is insane.
Second thing, the comic had Robin leave and do his own thing, so they still needed Robin. So they literally copy and pasted Dick Grayson, and then just the only difference at first was that his name was Jason Todd. He was exactly the same in every other way. I think that's just funny that they just made a second Robin.
Until this comic.
Yeah.
Well, no, this is a prequel. Jason Todd already existed, guys.
Well, no, but he was a copy of Dick Grayson until this
until,
comic
yes,
gave
correct,
him a new
correct.
backstory.
The third thing, he has 2 first names.
What?
So does
Oh.
Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, but Dick Grayson isn't the other 2 things.
Wait. Tim Drake is also... that's the other Robin. I don't know.
Yes.
That's also...
Is
2
Drake
first
a first name?
names. Drake is definitely a first name.
I've never
Have
met
you
anyone
ever
named
heard
Drake.
of the rapper Drake? Well,
That's a good
famous.
point,
You've
actually.
heard of him.
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All the Robins got 2 first names. Except for Stephanie Brown. Which is why she's the best Robin.
What about Damian Wayne? I don't think Wayne's a first name.
What about Cassandra Cain?
I've met someone named Wayne. Cassandra Cain has never been a Robin. She should be, though.
Yeah, she
Bruce
does
is like, I love all 5 of my children equally. Cassandra, you don't get to be Robin. You don't get it.
You know what? And this is a serious query. There are all of these comics about the Robins being rising up to the mantle and being Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Have we gotten a comic where Batman gets demoted and becomes a Robin?
If we haven't gotten that, that's a huge missed opportunity, and I hope
that's a good idea.
I hope that some comic writer is listening right now just to implement that idea.
Anyway, what if you actually want to talk about Jason Todd?
Oh yeah, so he walks back because he steals the tires off of the Batmobile, and he only does 2 of them.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
coming.
and
he's a small boy.
But they're hard
And then he
to
comes back to take the rest.
hard to
And
transport them.
Batman's there. And Batman's there. Batman's there. And he's like, uh-oh. He says, whoops.
He does say whoop.
Actually, I believe there's 2 O's. I believe it's whoops.
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 And
then-
what is Jason's son first? What is his first reaction to this? He has a tire iron.
Yeah, Quentin?
And then he says, it wasn't me. He says, who says I took him? And then
Batman
he
goes.
hides the tire iron behind his back.
Batman goes, "What's the tire iron for then?" And Jason Todd, the fucking
Fucking audacity.
he just fucking hits Batman with the tire iron and
Right in the
fucking
gut.
books it.
Right in the
And
gut.
Batman goes, "You little son of a gun."
And then he calls him a big boob.
Guys, I have a weird conspiracy I've noticed, and I don't know what it means, but it has to mean something.
Is this your one
It
note?
has. What?
Is this your one?
No, this is not my one note.
Okay.
This is not my one note. This is just another thing I've noticed.
Microsoft.
Not as important as my one note. Trust me, we'll get there.
Okay.
Here, Jason calls Batman, "Try and catch me, you big boob." It is like the fifth thing he says to Batman. Um, you want to know what like the last thing Joker says to Jason before he kills him? Joker calls Batman a righteous boob. Jason's career as Robin begins with him calling Batman a boob and ends with him hearing someone else call Batman a boob. And I don't know why Jason's career is in between two boobs. And that feels like it's on purpose, but I don't know
There's
why or
no
how
way
or
that's
what that
on
would mean.
purpose. There's no way that's on purpose, right?
No.
I-
I think the fact that the writers definitely intentionally made it so that Jason's career begins and ends with a big old boob.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
I heard the Windows startup
What did they
noise.
mean
Can I
by
ask?
this? I don't know where the
did-
Windows startup noise. It wasn't me.
Sorry, I have fucking
You need to
I
update
almost
your.
said Thor. I almost said Thor Ragnarok up. I have fucking God of War Ragnarok up on my fucking TV, and what I've done is expertly to get rid of all of the sound. I have just opened up the menu for like the PS5, and I just got a notification. So now I'm going to turn my television off.
All right, great.
Okay. Anyway, moving
And
on.
hopefully that should not happen again. So two big boobs, two voluptuous breasts that Jason is situated betwixt as he is taking off. I love his fit here. Let's talk about the fit a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Love that black vest, the
red
long
pants.
sleeve red shirt, the red pants that are two very distinct colors
Yeah, his
of
pants.
red.
Pants are gonna change. His
Maroon
pants
pants.
are gonna change color at a
Red
point.
shirt.
Yeah, but it's a pretty cool. I don't even know. He has a Poison Idea shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a like.
I think that's just an in-universe thing. He also has a Poison Idea poster.
Right.
Yeah. No cool callbacks or anything.
This can't. I mean, this is another thing that would have literally been impossible. But he's wearing the Red Hood color scheme.
It's just a color.
I know. Yeah, I know.
What are you talking about? I mean,
It's Robin. It's Robin.
I know.
I mean
but
that tire iron looks suspiciously like a crowbar to me.
yeah. hmm That one might have been on purpose, though.
Anyway,
Yeah.
then he starts smoking like every other child does.
Yeah. Batman follows him back to his home.
Yeah, he ran back to his home thinking he had escaped Batman, but then Batman just walks into his house.
Yeah, and he starts smoking because he's like edgy and
He's
he doesn't have a family, which he tells Batman.
he does have a lot of tires though.
Does he have
Yeah.
a lot of tires? Does the fucking Batmobile just use regular ass tires?
I mean, I
Because
guess so.
those are the same exact tires.
He doesn't. You don't need like. Does Batman need like cool tires? He doesn't have like speed racer like claw tires to climb up walls.
Well,
He
no,
should,
but
though.
like, at least like bulletproof tires, right?
I mean, maybe.
Dude, those look. I'm not.
I don't know. I don't know if a bulletproof tire would look different to the layman such as ourselves.
I mean, true. This version of the Batmobile is basically just a sports car with a face on it. So it's not too. But like, I did want to address this earlier. Batman's technology is very famously specifically designed not to be fucked with. Like in Justice League, the fucking the 2-part episode Injustice for All, there is an entire scene of Lex Luthor trying to break into the fucking Bat Belt.
Mm-hmm.
His utility belt. It
Well,
does not work.
I expect he installed all that after discovering just a child who's determined enough can easily just
Steal two
ruin
tires.
his day.
Jason Todd.
Yeah.
Jason Todd, the little child, jacks his tires. Jacks Batman, the billionaire Bruce Wayne in disguise's tires.
Mm-hmm. Probably pretty nice tires.
They're probably fucking awesome tires.
Anyway, Batman's like, okay, I'm not gonna call the cops or get like child services, but you have to at least go to school. Um, I'm gonna send you to Ma Gun, and Jason goes, "Yeah, okay,
Okay, sure. Yeah,
yeah,
he's
sure."
reluctant. Like Batman kind of brings him along, eventually convinces him after this conversation, and says he trusts. Like this is such a trustworthy lady right here, Mongo.
Oh,
Yeah, Faye Gun, Faye Gun,
Gun.
Faye
Faye
Gunn.
Gun.
She has a first name though.
It sounds like faking.
and and then there's two panels. The last two panels. Second.
The last two panels. Second to last panel is Batman waving goodbye to Jason.
Learn
This
something,
last
Jason.
panel.
Jason says,
This
"See ya,
last-
Batman. He can live right here on the premises. Good day, Batman." Ma Gun says.
And
We'll
Batman
describe
says,
the last
"Learn something, Jason." And now, everyone, on this final page, I have my note. Would you like for me to read you my note?
Please.
just clearing my throat. I want to make sure I get a good read on it. That kid has a fucking nunchuck.
What?
He
That
does.
kid has a fucking
Has nunchucks.
nunchuck.
Yes.
You guys know that so nunchucks, they're like, they're it's like a Japanese old weapon, much like a lot of Japanese weapons, specifically like ninja weapons and stuff. It's a repurposed farming tool. Nunchucks are just generally less effective than just using like a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Where did this kid get like steel nunchucks, and why?
It made
He
him.
has
Well,
has like
that's
he
a
has a
question that we
chain.
will not be able to answer.
He has a chain. No, I gotta listen. These kids. I have fucking done a deep dive into everything. So okay. So these three
Explain
of these
what's
kids
happening
are,
on the panel. Like, just take a
Okay,
step
Oh,
back.
those are the same guys from before. Those are the pickpockets.
That's what I was getting to.
What the fuck?
It is.
So okay. So Faye Gunn, she pulls out a cigarette and starts smoking it.
A cigar, even.
It's
And-
a cigar.
Yeah, whatever. The least important thing about this page, in my
I
opinion.
No,
It's
if
a-
this
Did I
comic
mention-
teaches,
I
if
really
this comic
did
teaches
I-
us anything, it is that children smoke cigarettes, the good guys smoke pipes, and the bad guys smoke cigars.
Did I mention the kid with the nunchuck, Quentin? The cigar does not matter. Anyway, it reveals that Ma Gun is like a crooked old woman, and she's actually basically running a goon school. And you see her 4 other students. 3 of them are the guys who did the robbery earlier. You got Hat Guy 1, Hat Guy 2. You got this guy with a tank top, a skull tattoo, a collar, and a switchblade. And then you have this 4th guy, who, from what I understand, he was not at the. I'm assuming this guy's their leader.
I'm
because
looking
he
back.
was not
I'm
at
going
the.
back right now to see
I don't
to
think.
check.
I don't. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he wasn't there.
There
There
are
was
only
there was
three.
a
There are only 3.
there was a
Yeah.
pickpockets.
yeah, exactly.
No, it's the
And
three of
one of them, yeah. And so this fourth guy, I'm assuming he's like the big dog on campus. He's got a leather jacket with a chain around it. He's got this fucking snazzy pair of fingerless gloves. He has cross earrings, and he's wielding a motherfucking nunchuck. And he's threatening. Listen, so Jason Todd is in the middle of these guys, looking very scared. But he's only face to face with one of them, and it's the one with the nunchuck.
So he's scared of the nunchuck.
Yeah, he's literally the nunchuck is being held in front of his face.
Well, if we trace his line of sight, he's actually looking at Ma Gun smoking this very nifty cigar.
Yeah,
He's
but
probably
And
thinking about,
listen to what
I
she's
wish I
saying.
had that cigar.
What she's saying is, we've got a new. I can't do an Australian accent. We've got a new pupil loves the Batman sent him. Now he wants to snuff the little stoolie for old Ma. That's pretty foreboding.
Yeah.
Yeah, snuff is usually used as a term
Yeah,
for murder.
to kill.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Which, oh yeah, they're all holding weapons and standing around. Maybe that is the plan.
Well,
that
only two
also
of them have
contradicts
weapons.
What she said.
Listen,
We have
listen,
a
guys.
new
I
people.
don't mean to keep nailing in this very important point that I
Are
actually
you-
do mean to keep nailing in.
He
Are
does.
you gonna say he
Imagine
has
you
a
were,
child?
imagine you were walking down a dark alley, and a
I
man
would.
steps out to mug you,
Yep.
and he pulls out a gun. Okay, I'm scared. He pulls out a knife. Okay, this guy's got confidence, or maybe he can't afford a gun. I'm not more or less scared, but the range of what I should be has widened. If a guy fucking pulls out a nunchuck, I'm terrified. What does he know that I don't? Because I know nunchucks are a useless, ineffective weapon. But if this guy's confident enough to mug me with a nunchuck, I'm terrified. A single nunchuck, only one.
And that could be taken in several different ways because it could be a guy who's just masterfully trained.
Exactly.
But also one of the basics of just the worst person to fight is an insane individual. 'Cause they're
Yeah.
unpredictable.
Like, if this guy is a person whose brain legit thinks a nunchuck is a good idea, I'm terrified of that guy.
Yeah.
I'm saying, listen, I know I said we should never take things back, but I really need to make some edits to my top 10 Batman villains.
I
God
want
fucking damn,
one.
no.
I want to make one correction. You said he has one nunchuck. We're not sure. That is not a guarantee. His other
Oh,
arm
yeah.
is completely off panel. He could have two. He could
have two
absolutely have
nunchucks. He could be
Right?
chucking squared.
I mean, I guess.
I'm
but,
reading
like-
the Wikipedia page for nunchuck right now. Well,
So do we?
I will
do we wanna
say,
do
I did.
favorite thing?
Okay, I did go to the next comic, and I looked at the first 3 pages. He's gone.
What?
Like, he's just
we
like
can't talk
not
about
like
the
when
next
we
comic.
when we pick up in the same scene. He's just not there.
What?
Anyway, that was my thing.
So So you're saying that there's
Yeah,
a
I mean,
ghost?
This was a.
Wielding
How did you all feel
nunchucks.
when you first saw this panel? I would go.
I
as
was
far,
I was delighted.
Yeah, I would go as far as to say I was shocked. Like, it was so out of nowhere for me.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Quinn.
For some
What's up?
reason, it took that moment to decide that my Discord needed to be refreshed.
Oh no, have you been
Okay,
listening to
cool.
this whole nunchuck conversation? or-
No. I said. So there's a ghost haunting Jason Todd.
Yeah,
with a-
didn't hear
with a
any of
pair
that.
Nunchucks.
Didn't hear any of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've now skimmed through the whole next issue. The nunchuck guy appears to not come back.
Wow,
That's crazy.
that's crazy. That
So
so again, just like the Hugo Strange issue, I was upset. We picked another issue that just ends
It's
on
the
a
Bronze
complete
Age. They
cliffhanger.
do arcs.
Why? Then why
Yeah.
are we picking that? Why are we doing this?
Because we did the golden age. We did the golden age. We did the silver age. I think, in my mind, I think we should do one of the 2-parter arcs that we can knock out in one episode, and then we should move on to the modern age. We can't just only do 2 episodes of Bronze and be like, that's it. Dude, that's our opinion on that.
I agree
We'll go-
with that, but why did we read this when now we are borderline committing ourselves?
Because
to
it's the
reading, like,
Jason Todd
But
origin.
then
We're
why
not committing to anything.
Why didn't we read Hugo Strange?
Jack, you can
What?
guess what happens. You can guess
No,
what
I
happens.
can't.
It's easy.
No, I can't.
This was a
Why is
prequel. Jason
Margot
Todd was
doing
already
this?
Robin.
Why is my gun doing this? Will?
No. Here's my prediction. Jason gets shot, and then Batman turns to the camera and goes, "What is this? Some sort of death in the family?" And then it plays out like a drum sound and like the clap.
Yeah, the comic
audience
makes a drum
cheers.
sound.
Yeah, and then there are all sorts of like little interactive features, very like modern for its. You know those cards that you open them up and they play like music.
Yeah.
They had that, but for every single page of the comic book.
And it just made a padumchish.
Oh.
So we're
Anyway,
gonna
do we want to do
panel?
favorite panel? Yeah, let's do favorite panel.
I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
mine. I have.
I mean, I have mine. I'm sure you can probably guess it.
I have two, but they might be the two best, so I don't know.
Okay, I'll go first. It's the one with the inexplicable nunchuck man who's never seen before or after.
I think that one was gonna be popular.
the Nunchuck ghost.
When what's your
He's
favorite?
not a ghost. Why would he be a ghost? He's perfectly alive.
Oh well, because he's just there and then he gets defeated. My favorite my favorite panel is on page 21, bottom left panel. And I would love to read out the dialogue here because this is the panel that made me fucking spit out my cereal and have that whole entire thing. He goes,
It's a good one.
I don't want to wind up in some crummy orphanage or some foster home where I'm somebody's pet charity case. I'm my only man. Me. my own man. Me. Jason Todd. And I read that line of dialogue, and I had the fucking freak out of my life, and I love it. I love the artistry, I love the expression on Jason's face, and I love the fact that this is the first time in this comic that we see the name Jason Todd in bold. I love it.
Batman's response to it is so fucking good. Jason Todd, huh? Imagine you introduced yourself to someone and they just went, huh.
Oh,
Pretty fancy handle.
Yeah. Fancy handle. Now, what about you, Jack?
my favorite is one we briefly touched on. When Batman arrives back to the Batmobile to see that he has been, his tires have been stolen. The panel and Batman does something he has never done before in Crime Alley. Just him cracking the fuck up. It's a good.
Ha 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 ha!
It's a rare in the Bronze Age of him just like busting a gut. I enjoy that.
Mhm.
For Oz, like a shining. The panel
He's
is like a
actually-
shining
he's actu-
sun of happiness.
He's actually laughed in every issue of the Bronze Age we've reviewed.
Okay. Then,
Yeah.
then ignore what I said. That doesn't make.
Yeah.
Then what I said
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. Ignore.
Oh,
it.
you mean
Yeah.
the 2 issues of the Bronze Age that we've
Yeah.
gone through?
But it seems like it's a more serious. Like it's
Yeah, this is a much more important moment than laughing at the idiot mayor.
It's a more serious comic in general. A little more, sad, and then a little more violent. But I
So-
enjoyed this moment of comedy.
Jack, you said you had 2.
Oh, the two were the other one was just the Nunchuck panel.
Yeah, the Nunchuck panel.
Come on.
It's a
The
very good
Nunchuck panel, you could put that in any comic, and I don't think it would ever get worse than the silver medal in my eyes.
Yeah, it's good. I know we called the Nunchuck panel. I think every part of this panel is amazing.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's very true. But I think the inexplicable Nunchuck man really did it for me.
The one guy with the baseball cap looks like he's winking at the camera.
Yeah, he absolutely is. He doesn't look like it. He is.
I like the guy in the back with the other guy with the hat. Just looks like he's happy to be there.
Yep. And then we have fucking Granny Goodness over here, smoking her fucking...
What a
cigarette.
twist that would be! This is fucking Darkseid's right-hand woman.
Honestly, I was kind of
just
expecting
running
it.
an orphanage. We want to do Schway Shwarbage?
I would love to do Shwarbage.
Give us that order, Will.
Quentin, me, and Jack.
Okay, Schway and or Schwarbage.
a good
now is
question.
the time to decide. Never had this question posited before. So the thing that I'll say about this, very few of the comics we've reviewed have balanced all of like the essentials of a Batman story for me.
What?
Good crime fighting, good Bruce Wayne stuff, like dynamic action scenes, emotional moments, It's all here. This is such like, this is when you get the fucking taco with all the fixins. This is when,
I had tacos yesterday.
yeah, this is when you get that one good bite that has everything on it. And it's just so good. And I found myself at some point reading through this and going like, this is a fucking Batman story. Like, if this was somebody's first introduction to Batman, first thing they'd say is, what the fuck is going on? But then, I mean, all of the stuff is explained. It's got all of the Batman stuff. It's got the murder of Bruce Wayne's parents. We allude to that. It's got Crime Alley. It's got Batman. It's got Robin. It's got Jason Todd. It has Ma Gunn. Just all of those important Batman characters. Commissioner Gordon is there for 3 seconds. Alfred's there. I just had like such a good, fun time reading this. It's got everything. Schway.
All right. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Jason Todd, 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 Jason Todd. That's one Jason Todd for every time he appears in a panel. This gets a Schway. Which, by my estimate, is 29 Jason Todds. So, it's the most we've had so far.
That is
Schway.
by far the most we've had so far.
Mm-hmm.
I think that for me, it was kind of hard to assess this comic because it just ended abruptly right when the plot began. It's kind of like having Quentin's taco, but then as you're holding the taco, you've eaten half of it and it just dematerializes into thin air.
No, it's that moment when you've
Wait,
sort of eaten
hold on. I'm so sorry. Jason
No, go
Todd
for it.
forgot about the cover.
You
There's
forgot
one
about
more.
the cover.
That's
Yeah.
that's 30 by my estimate.
To continue the taco analogy, it's the moment when you're eating the taco and you've like taken the wrong bite, and all of the taco stuff falls out onto the plate, out of the shell or wrap.
The place I went to had extra tortillas, so that if that happened, you could make a second little taco.
And that's the second issue.
And I assume that's the second issue. I have never read the second issue, and I don't know if I ever will unless we talk about it on the show.
That's
I
so
don't know.
sad.
But
will forget about it.
What I got out of this issue, I don't think I'm ever gonna regret it. So I'm giving this a Schway as well. I'm locking in with you too. So
Well deserved.
Walking through those pearly gates.
Yeah, Jason Todd's in heaven now. Until Crisis, when Superboy Prime punches the universe so hard he gets shot back down to Earth.
We haven't discussed this, but is heaven Schway and hell Shwarbage? Or
No.
the other way around.
I don't think you can put more. I don't think, because Schway and Schwarbage are measures of personal quality, not of morality.
Yeah, there's no morality in Schwarbage. Like, I've given some garbage Schway, and I've given some like good media Schwarbage.
Oh no! I was literally saying we should rate the concepts of heaven and hell.
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
I would say
how
that's-
would we do that? Like, how would we do that?
That would require a lot of like theological discussion that I don't think I'm.
We'd have to read a couple of books.
I've read the saga of Dante's Inferno. I've read those.
I've read Paradise Lost.
Paradise Lost is weird. I like how all of the books we just mentioned are just like Christian fan fiction, and they're all a lot of fun to read.
Yeah.
You know that in the Inferno, like 3 of the circles of hell are completely frozen over. It's great.
Okay. I thought that was impossible.
Yeah, I know. It's the funny bit when they meet the devil.
Yeah.
He's literally stuck in up to his chest in a frozen lake, and he can't get out.
Wow. Well, we should definitely add that to the queue. The Divine Comedy.
Yeah. The Divine Comedies. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's add it to the queue.
Yeah.
Expect
Yeah.
that soon. We'll be
I'm
giving
actually
our-
going to do that now,
our
Jack.
full
We'll never
Schway
do it, but it'll just stay on the queue.
Things we'll get to.
Okay, guys, I have a great segue. It's not.
Yeah, I know. I
Okay,
thought
okay.
of one. I thought of one, but
Oh,
you go.
well,
You
do
go.
yours. You do
No,
yours.
I haven't. I haven't finished mine. I've just made a connection between
Okay.
what we were talking about in the next episode. But you seem like you got something.
Speaking of things that are in some way Italian, we got. Is that good?
It's never too late to
That's-
change topics.
That's so good. I was gonna talk about how there's a priest in the next one, and
Oh,
that's a Bible.
That's a Bible.
We got an episode of Batman the Animated Series, episode 12, I think it is.
Depending on the listing.
Yeah,
Just
It's-
listen. There's like 3 different episode lists for Batman the Animated Series. Just find It's Never Too Late.
it's called
You
It's
don't
Never
need to
Too
know.
Late, and it's
You
like a
don't need to know
mob.
anything else.
It's a mob episode, so that's why I say it's related to Italy.
Mm-hmm.
It's never too late.
Yeah, it's never too late.
It's never too late.
Will, do you have a riddle? Do you want to like throw in here?
I do, but I mean I should do one, but I didn't do it. Do we want to
Okay,
do
it's
it
fine.
now?
We'll skip
Yeah,
it.
let's
We'll
do
skip
it
Let's
now.
do it. No, we're doing one.
Okay,
We're
Let's do
doing
it
it.
in between.
Unusual perspective. Man, all the unusual perspective ones suck. What can boil and freeze at the same time?
What can boil and freeze at the same time?
What can boil and freeze at the same time?
Hydro Man?
No.
I don't. Is someone named Boyle? That's the only guess I have.
Oh, holy shit! Oh my god! Oh my god! It's fucking Victor Free. It's fucking Mr. Freeze because Boyle is the one who.
I'm going to
did the
need
shit.
you to be more specific and less wrong.
It's fucking Nora Freeze. It's you scan.
I
Nora
need you
Freeze.
to be less wrong.
I mean, is it Boyle Industries? Wait, was
Boyle
it?
Industries. That sounds right. Boyle Incorporated. Boyle. something.
Boyle Inc.
Okay, you're close. I'll give you guys. I'll give Quentin a 1/4 of a point and Jack 1/2 of a point.
What?
It was the poster in the steel mill for Boyle Cryogenics.
Why did I get? I was the one who brought
Yeah,
it back to
what is
Mr. Freeze.
It's not. It doesn't. You said scan his wife. She's not a poster for the company he worked at.
You know what I was thinking. You know, along the lines of your mom, and it's just
What?
yeah.
You are down to 1/16 of a point
God
because
fucking
of
damn it.
your mom.
Have you been keeping score?
No, but I should. That's a great idea, actually.
Now that we're getting fucking fractions of points here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
10 points to Jack.
Let's talk about It's Not Too Late.
Yeah, as we continue forward reviewing all of the episodes featured on the Batman VHS tape, Out of the Shadows.
Really?
First,
Yeah,
I've
but
got
we-
Batman in my basement, and now it's Never Too Late.
Yep.
Next
This
we'll
was
do
random, by
Two-Face
the way,
Part
which is
1 and
awesome.
Two-Face Part
Yeah,
2.
we spun a wheel for this one, which we have done in the past at least once. It's a
Yep.
great method. It's a great method. to get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
Anyway.
yeah, Quentin.
No, you got it.
This is an episode that begins with the Batman the Animated Series intro, which I never have any opinions about, really. I keep trying to have thoughts on the intro. I never do. Does anyone have
very
thoughts on
red.
the intro? Very red.
Very red.
Will, any thoughts on the intro? Okay. We're introduced to a gang conflict that's going on in Gotham between the big two, Rupert Thorne, you know him, you love him, and
Mhm.
you may not know him, but you will come to love him, Arnold Stromwell.
I like how the news showed the two of them like it's the screen for the start of a match of Smash Bros.
Yep.
Yes, yes. And that's what this is. This is Smash Bros. Over the fate of the city. And
Thorn versus Stromwell.
yeah. Can you imagine? Like, imagine this. All right, you're playing Smash Bros. You're playing Smash Bros. Bro.
You're playing.
You
You're
click-
playing Melee. You're playing Melee.
Okay, you're playing Melee.
Yeah.
You click on. You click on. You click on Rupert Thorne. The announcer goes, Rupert Thorne, and then from your Wii remote you hear, "Let the boys get some air" in a very distorted. That's why I had to be wrong.
Yeah, it had to be Brawl. It had to be Brawl. It had to be Brawl. No. You showed me. You showed me the error of my ways.
Oh my god.
I
Yeah.
like how the news is playing. They're talking about it. Commissioner Gordon's like, it's a war of old versus young, and young's got an advantage.
Young
If
is
you had
Rupert
sh-
Thorne.
Yeah, if you had shown me an image of Thorn and Stromwell next to each other, I would not have been able to tell which one was old
Yeah.
and which one was young.
One
These are
has
two old
stark,
men.
Has stark white
Yeah,
hair.
Thorn's
And the
hair is
other-
all white, and the other one is like wrinkly.
Yeah. Stromwell has like jet black hair.
Yeah,
It's maybe it's been chemically altered and colored. I
like
don't
the
think
Joker.
So. Is Stromwell the Joker?
No,
No, because
Damn it!
it's never too late.
What?
it's never too late.
It's never too late. I really appreciated Commissioner Gordon's comments on live television, just like owning Stromwell, like calling him out for losing the gang war to Rupert Thorne.
Yeah, he sucks at Smash Bros.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I
Stromwell's having a tough time.
They're having an Iron Man.
What?
They're having an Iron Man.
Yeah.
Not the comic, it was the video game Iron, like where you take characters. They call it a Smashdown in Ultimate. They're doing a Smashdown for the fate of the city.
Yeah, they're doing a Smashdown, and I love how Commissioner Gordon goes. Rupert Thorne is in the lead, but it's never too late for Stromwell to pull through.
Mm-hmm.
And
not.
then he looks at the camera. He winks. And then
Not
Stromwell's
what
like,
this is
"But
about."
my son!
Where did he go?
Where did it go?"
Stromwell's really mad because his son is missing.
Thorn must have kidnapped him. My
Rupert
son.
Thorne!
He thinks he thinks Rupert Thorne had something to do with it.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
think Rupert Thorn had something to do with this.
So he wants to
Somebody call a meeting with Rupert Thorne!
He calls a meeting with Rupert Thorne.
I just had a call with Rupert Thorn to set up a meeting.
I'm driving to the meeting
and it's
spot
a-
as we speak!
It's at Pete's. it's that famous restaurant Pete's.
Where Rupert Thorne and his boys are all drinking a mysterious orange liquid that is either some sort of orange soda or alcohol.
Probably orange soda.
Could be apple juice.
I love, because I was like, what blatant censorship is these 6 mob bosses sitting in a fucking like little
Italian
in
restaurant.
a little
Yeah, a little
Italian
diner.
restaurant, drinking orange juice, discussing murder. They're discussing how they are going to murder Stromwell.
Yeah,
Uh,
with explosives. They're gonna blow him up.
I hit a point in this episode where I was like, man, I miss when like bad guys could just, oh, Quentin, there's an echo. Quentin?
We
There was
fixed
there
it.
was a
No
portable
more echo.
echo.
We fixed it.
Okay,
I
I'll
don't
fix
know
it
what you're
later.
talking about.
What was I saying? Yeah, I got to a point where I was like, man, it's really cool these guys have Tommy guns. Because, like,
Yeah.
in the Batman and Beware the Batman, they're just like, we have laser guns.
They just have regular old like
They
gangster
got cool
classic
guns.
guns.
Yeah, like fire bullets.
And they're gonna blow up. They're gonna blow up Pete's. That's their plan.
Yeah.
blow
Pete
up.
does not get a say in this.
Yeah, I
No,
felt
Pete
bad
does
for
not
Pete
get to
this
decide.
episode because he knows about the plan. Like he's in on the plan,
Hmm.
but he does not like seem particularly enthused about it. He never.
My next my next note is does anyone else getting like weird Christmas Carol vibes from this?
It does
Yes.
kind of have a Christmas vibe. Maybe we've been reading too much Long Halloween, which is kind of like, Rupert Thorne's kind of a stand-in for Falcone, and you could maybe, well, I don't know if Stromwell is a stand-in for Maroney, but
Nah, Stromel's a stand-in for Scrooge
yeah,
McDuck.
yeah, maybe not McDuck, but
Hmm.
Yep.
yeah, this is a Christmas.
Um,
This is a Christmas Carol. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry
It's
Christmas.
definitely it doesn't have anything to do with Christmas, but it has like the same vibe.
It has
This is coming
the
out.
has that redemption vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is coming out post Thanksgiving, which means it is officially in the Christmas period, and we decided to christen it by watching this episode, which is definitely a Christmas Carol, but Batman. A Batman Carol.
Then we, our boy, the man, the myth, the legend, who I'm giving a very long title because I forgot his name, Stromwell. He has a flashback on his way to the meeting because he sees a train. This him as a child is hilarious. He's hanging out with his little brother, and his little brother's like, I don't want that candy, you stole it. And he's like, hey, I stole the candy.
I'm gonna rule this town someday.
Yeah, that
I'm
is
gonna
my
rule
favorite
this-
line because he goes, he's like, I'm gonna rule this town someday. Imagine, do you guys got little cousins?
Yeah.
I do.
I want you to imagine your littlest cousin. Imagine if they just walked up to you and be like, hey, I'm gonna be a mob boss when I grow up, and then they did it. It's wild. And I don't know what I want to do for the rest of my life right now. This kid
No.
fucking had it as a little boy,
He did.
and it was crime.
And we're witnessing him in his fall period. Like this is his decline
Yeah.
from the pinnacle of his power. But he got a
He did it.
pretty darn high in the Gotham crime world, which is
Mhm.
not an easy world.
So
Then he gets his foot stuck in a train track, which is my least favorite danger trope. Quinn, I'm gonna sass you a little bit. In one of our earliest episodes, you said you hated when people were like hanging from ledges.
No. This was in our episode Payback, and I'm going to rehash this because we've had this is a weirdly like intrinsically tied back because both this episode, It's Never Too Late, and that episode Payback, we made very many jokes about the title of the episode, that being It's Payback Time, and this being It's Never Too Late. But I do remember what you're talking about. I said that I hate the trope of in the middle of a battle, a random civilian falling off, and Batman, or anybody, any superhero, having to go out of their way, take their attention away from the villain, and go out of their way to go and save them, which either does one of two things. It either lets the villain get away, or puts the hero in like a disadvantageous position, so that the villain can like do bad stuff.
Like that episode of Mega Man where he saved Abraham Lincoln.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he goes President Lincoln, and then he runs in front of and takes the shot from Proto Man.
Anyway, yeah, so that's how I feel about getting your foot stuck in the train tracks. I don't think there is a like danger trope I dislike more.
Yeah, because it's kind of just like get your foot
Fucking
out of the train track.
Take your shoe off.
Oh, that's actually a really good
Take
point.
your shoe
Yeah,
off.
you
It's
can-
the easy.
You can definitely escape, but I've never had my foot stuck in train tracks, so I don't know exactly.
Don't
how
go
it feels.
fucking
I'm
standing
not
on the
gonna
part
try.
of the train track.
I'm not gonna test it out though.
Listen, while
They're
standing
hanging out
on
in the train
tracks,
yard. Like
While
they're just
standing
hanging
on-
out in the train yard.
while standing on train tracks, don't step in the tiny sliver of space where your foot can get stuck.
I legit.
Do you know
I'm
how much of the train track is good walk-in real estate?
a lot.
Most.
I'm gonna be honest. I, as a human being, have gotten my foot stuck in a train track before.
And how explain what
happened.
happened, Quinn.
So I was walking along like the side rail of the train track, and my foot slipped and got caught in between. And the first thing I did, without even thinking, I just slipped my foot out of the shoe, and then used my hands to wedge the shoe out because there wasn't an object inside, so I could just kind of smush it.
Right.
Yeah.
That seems like a pretty reasonable thing to do.
Yeah.
Took me literally 15 seconds to deal with that entire ordeal from the moment I realized I had my foot stuck.
Anyway, this is the man running the crime in Gotham.
Well, he's grown as a person. He can probably get out easily now, but it takes him a while. His brother is going, Arnie, get out of there.
Arnie, don't get hit by the train. You fucking
the
idiot.
The train is now coming by
yeah.
honk, honk.
And then there's a very cool shot of it emerging from the fog, and then for this, wait, is this do we see him get out of the first one?
We see him get out. He does not get hit by the train, but it looks like his brother does get hit by it, while trying to. While trying
to help him out, it appears his brother was hit by a train.
Yeah.
So
this is a traumatic experience for Arthur to this day, that he's still,
Yeah. An important thing to note about the sequence is that it is actually two separate sequences that play at two different times.
Well, there's three flashbacks.
Yeah.
Flashbacks. Yeah.
And that's actually one of the biggest compliments I want to give this episode, is that it balanced that slow drip feed of information really well. Because it showed us the time up until it showed us a little bit the first time that it showed us that flashback, a little bit of the beginning was missing and a little bit of the ending was missing. And I like how they sort of just showed us the middle without any of the context. We didn't know important things. The other kid was actually Arnie's little brother.
Right.
For some reason,
and we'll save.
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead, Quinn.
No, you go for it, Jake.
I'll just say we won't. Let's not reveal everything right now. Just to leave some for the end.
Some nice goodness.
Anyway, Batman's going to church.
Back to reality.
There goes gravity.
Batman's in a church?
Batman goes to church. So Batman was spying on Thorne earlier, and then he was spying on Cromwell. Crimewell. Yeah. And then he goes, okay, I need a priest. Specifically this one, though, I'm not going to say his name. I'm just going to call him Father, because that'd be a little sneaky of me. A little sneaky of me.
His name is Jason Todd.
Anyway, Stromwell shows up for the meeting.
Well, wait. The father. Let's just. We didn't explain why Batman went to church. He's not just there.
It's because of his deep connection with the Lord, Jack.
He's not just there for mass or something. He's like, hey, Father, it's Stromwell again.
How many times has this happened, do you think? Because he seems only kind of surprised to see Batman.
No, it surely happened a lot. So this priest clearly has some sort of past interactions with Stromwell, where he's like, "Oh boys, Stromwell."
I wish I could give up on this boy, this guy, this Strom, this
boy,
Stromy.
And Batman was like, "Oh no, it'll work this time."
Yeah, we got it.
And the priest was like, "Knock on wood." Yeah, but this church
doesn't say that yet, but yeah.
This is the church, right? This is the Batman.
This is the Spider-Man 3 church.
Oh,
This is where Eddie Brock goes to pray for God to kill Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the church used in all fictional media.
Oh,
yeah, it's the
just
one. It's the one
big
they all
old
share.
church.
They all film here.
No, but I specifically feel like the architecture of this church with like the two towers.
That's just Gotham, though.
It's classic. It's a classic
Just
church
Gotham.
architecture.
Just Gotham. Anyway, Stromwell shows up for the meeting with Thorne, and Thorne thinks he's being clever. He's like, let the boys get some air outside, and all of both of their goons go out. I want to point out Stromwell's two goons includes like a classic chiseled jaw, like classic mobster type guy, and then a huge like Velma Dinkley ass looking glasses nerd.
A literal huge nerd.
Yeah.
He is a large man who also is a nerd.
Yeah. And Thorne is like he's looking all smug that it's just the two of them now. And then Stromwell starts beating the shit out of him. He's like, "Where's my son?" And he fucking throws him. I'm gonna throw you.
And Rupert is like, I don't know, your son. I don't mess with family.
He's like, "What happened to my son?"
Is that true though?
Probably
Does
not.
he not mess with family?
I mean, he tries to. I mean, later in this episode, I get the vibe he very much does mess with family, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like the type of guy to really place boundaries on that kind of stuff from just his general attitude in Batman the Animated Series, but I don't know. We could dive through every episode to find out if he ever messes with someone's family, but I don't really want to do that.
Why? Why did you send this? We all already knew.
Quentin just sent
Quentin just sent us a screenshot of them talking. Why?
Why? This is like the versus screen, though. This is after you selected your character.
Epic rap battles of history.
Put this up as the thumbnail. This image goes so hard.
Quentin, no one's get to see any of these.
But
we're
like
an
a
audio
Street Fighter
medium now.
versus-
It is your fault. It is your fault for acknowledging their existence.
No, it's your fault for sending it to us. Why did you send it?
Okay. Let's talk about this next image, Quentin. So, Stromwell doesn't...
I'm gonna kick Quentin from the call. This is an elongated cast now.
So
Stop
they
sending
ban-
images.
They blow up Pete's, right? Pete's goes up in flames.
After Thorne and Pete leave, and
Thorne
they
and
leave
Pete, yes.
Stromwell inconspicuously alone in the building.
Yeah. And then, but alone. Oh wait, he's not actually alone because guess who's there? The Caped Crusader himself.
Batman.
Saves Arnie Arnold
Arnie Stromwell.
and he's kind of taking him around the rooftops, taking him around Gotham, and eventually arrives at a place called Sunrise something. I forgot the other name. What's it? Does anyone remember? It's like
No.
some like a facility called Sunrise.
Oh yeah.
And it is a drug rehab center, and Batman takes Stromwell in to reveal that his son and his wife or ex-wife, I'm not sure, are there.
Ex-wife.
I don't know if they're officially divorced, but they certainly are not living together in a loving joining of people.
Yeah.
So Stromwell's Arnie's son has become addicted to drugs, which of course Arnold makes his living off of selling.
No, I make candy.
And Batman is showing him this scene of his beloved son, like, "Hey man, like you're what you're doing is not right. This, you should change your ways, and you should give yourself up, and reveal dissolve your organization.
Quit drugs.
Yeah, no more
No, I make
drugs.
candy.
I make candy.
I make candy. I want to go back because you didn't skip anything important, but you did skip some funny stuff.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
please get me all the funny stuff.
So after Rupert
Oh,
Thorne
we
and
skipped
his
some.
goons are leaving, as they're walking away, Rupert Thorne goes, "All right, boys, it's party time." And the way the score is lined up, the second he says "party time," a saxophone solo begins. He's like, "All right, boys, party time!" It just instantly kicks in. Commissioner Gordon and Harvey Bullock show
Harvey.
up.
Harvey
and
has a great line.
Harvey has two great
Oh yeah,
lines.
he has an amazing line.
He only speaks twice in this episode, and they're both amazing. He looks at Commissioner Gordon and starts touching his hair, and Gordon's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Your hair looks better on TV." And then like some of the other cops are like, "It looks like it was arson." Harvey goes, "Damn shame," or not. That's a swear. What does he say?
It feels like he said "damn shame," even if he
I think
probably
he says "darn shame." I think he says that's why I was thinking that. He says, "Darn shame, they made one heck of a cannoli."
Great line, and that made me feel even worse for Pete because
Yeah.
I don't think he had any choice in having his restaurant blown up, even though he was spared the
Well,
fiery demise.
shortly after this, Pete flew back to Italy, where he stayed in contact with his Gotham criminal contacts, and he actually catered for a very important wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Later in his years, they were his cannolis flown fresh from Italy.
Yes.
Good reference,
Yes.
Glenn.
Yes.
Go check out our Long Halloween.
Go
Anyway,
Halloween.
I was so sure when you said he was going to Italy. I thought you were going to go back to the Italian Connection. We were like, Pete went back to Italy, where he wrote the Divine Comedy.
True.
That he did.
Yeah, okay. I only have one note for this actual. Quentin, fucking stop! What is the point? Is it just to annoy me? Well done.
Just some moments, just some visual moments.
But it's an audio medium, you
Will,
fool.
you can't feed. Will, don't feed the trolls here. Don't feed the trolls.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing
I'm gonna
it for
feed.
the,
I'm gonna
for the
feed the
audience.
troll arsenic.
What?
Okay.
Anyway, there's like this touching family, like horrible situation when he's discovered his son is in the rehab center, and then there's one shot that just shows Batman standing like in the doorway watching this tender family moment.
Yeah.
And he just has like a little smirk on his face.
Like it's a gotcha moment.
Yeah, he's like,
even though it's
"God,
incredibly
got him."
tragic.
Another dub for not crime.
It's kind of fucked up how he set up this entire situation as like a
Well,
trap.
he didn't set it up.
I don't
Most of
think
this
he
is
set it
already
up, right? Like, there's no
Like,
way
he
he
didn't
got
get his son addicted to drugs.
I mean, basically what happened, like Batman's whole entire journey here was he went into the Italian restaurant in disguise, put a bug underneath, listened in, found out what the plan was, basically ambushed this meeting, told his fucking ex-wife that his son was sick, set up this entire scene for him to come here, got the fucking priest involved. Like, that was all an elaborate setup.
He's a showman.
He's a... Yeah!
He's
but
a
like,
gracious host.
Then he was like, I'm gonna fucking Christmas Carol this guy.
This guy's gonna... He's such a fucking Scrooge.
Yeah.
I'm doing my same voice I did for Stromwell. I don't remember what Stromwell sounds like. Yeah, make candy. I think that's it. I think I nailed it. Anyway, then Stromwell's like, "Okay, Batman, I'll help you. Let's go to this place where I keep all my files and all my guns. Don't worry about that second thing."
And he gets to his filing cabinet, pulls out a book, and like goes like, "Here, like this is the files, like this is it." Hands it to Batman. Batman just kind of looks through it for like 15 seconds as Stromwell like reaches for his gun, and then Batman delivers one of my favorite lines. "Hey, these are dummy books."
And he turns around, and Schwarbage has a gun pulled on Dummy, and he's like, actually, you're the dummy. Imagine
Good
this.
one, Cromwell.
Guys, so how do you think Batman, like, think about the Arkham games, think about comics, think about shows. How do you think it usually goes when someone pulls a gun on Batman?
Bad.
Never gone well.
I would like you to imagine if you were a person who had a gun on Batman and you had the confidence to go, haha, idiot. Who's the dummy in this situation?
The guy who read the dummy books like it was a real book.
It's a good point, actually.
He thought it was a real book.
Anyway, but because this is Batman, he breaks all of Stromwell's bones for touching a gun. That doesn't happen.
He does.
It's never too late.
It doesn't even make any sense.
It's never too late for Batman to track him down and break his bones.
Yep.
Well, what's the exact sequence of events? Like after this,
He pulled a gun on him. Rupert Thorne and his color-coordinated goons show up. They all have the same overcoat, but all of their suits underneath are the same suit but different colors.
They're dripped out.
It's the Ginyu Force. Anyway, they threw a tear gas grenade through the window, and then Batman responds by throwing a wicker chair out at them back through the same window, and they are like, "Hey, look out!" and all run from this wicker chair that comes clattering to the ground at them. And I think that's really funny to, like, SWAT team style, throw tear gas into the room to smoke them out. And have your guns at the ready, and then just a fucking chair comes flying back at you.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a very creative man.
So then Batman fights the goons, and Stromwell runs away because he has the heart of a coward. Then what happens? What happens? Tell me what happens. Do it.
They're in the train yard. They've ended up at the train yard. I think the very same one that has caused old Arnie so much grief over the years. And
yeah, probably.
They have this. There's a cool little. I can't think of a better word to describe it than a predator section, but
there's a little predator section.
A little predator section.
Batman tries to stealth take down a guy, but accidentally hits the wrong button and just punches him, attracting the attention of the other guys.
Yeah, he picks off the Rupert Thorne and his goons.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Stromwell is sneaking around until he comes across the tunnel in which he was stuck for a little bit as a young boy, and his flashback repeats itself, or it changes slightly, but it repeats itself. And this is where what new is revealed in this flashback.
This is so in the other ones, we hadn't seen him get out of the way of the second train.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one where it shows that his brother
like tackles him. Yeah, like the classic like taking a bullet for someone, but it's a train.
Yeah. The classic.
Yeah. Like jumping in front of someone, kind of, or pushing them out of the way, sacrificing your own safety.
And then Stromwell's like, "Oh, Michael, I'm so sorry, Michael." And then, drum roll, please. The priest comes up and he's like, "I'm here. It's me, Father Michael Stromwell. Bet you didn't see that coming. I wasn't killed by a train, audience," he says as he turns to the camera.
But he did lose his...
He lost his leg. And now
lost his leg.
Now he's got a wooden one.
And...
Yep.
Like, this kind of concludes the episode with a very sweet moment where... oh, sorry. There's probably something I skipped.
Just a little. Father Stromwell's like, "Hey, you're not doing too great." And he's like, "Nah." He's like, "Nah, my life's great." And he's like, "Yeah, sure, man.
Yeah.
I don't believe you."
Yeah.
And then they make up a little, and then Rupert Thorne goes, You guys making up has really touched me. Unfortunately, these bullets are gonna touch you. Yeah, and he pulls out a gun.
I forgot
And
Rupert Thorne's last kind of attempt
yeah,
at
yeah. But
crime.
before his bullets can get to him, Batman fucking kicks his ass because
Yeah.
he's an overweight
He's
old man.
Rupert Thorne.
Yep.
He's Rupert Thorne.
When has Rupert Thorne ever been a serious threat?
I don't think he's ever. I think he's like Daggett, where in the animated series, I don't think he ever goes to jail. I think he just gets off
Yeah,
for everything.
he's like a Falcone type. He's above the law.
Yeah.
But you know who's not above the law anymore? Arnold Stromwell, who has decided, after meeting up with his brother, kind of facing the demons of his past, realizing all the harm he's done, decides to turn himself in and shut down his criminal operations.
Yeah, and so no more candy, unfortunately.
Yeah. So guess what? It's never too late to be good.
Even if you're a horrible, horrible little man, you can go to jail.
And one thought, like I want to talk with you guys about this this ending here. It did make me wonder a little bit, like, so Michael was fine after getting hit by a train. He lost his leg, which sucks, obviously.
Yeah, but he was fine.
But he's alive. He's alive and seems to be thriving. You know, he's a priest. He seems to be having a good life.
He's close with God.
And it just like it seems like it would be a lot. It didn't. Like, this is such a traumatizing moment for Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, like, do you think that makes sense? Because I kind of see how it could, and but I also kind of feel like it doesn't. Like,
yeah, it feels like it kind of like survive. It feels like it puts more emphasis on the twist that the priest is his brother,
right?
Over than like kind of establishing why he feels this way, because it makes it seem like his brother died.
Yeah,
but the twist is no. So they prioritize the twist over. I don't know.
And I feel like the only way that this makes sense in my head is why it would be so like such an is that there's actually a part we don't see that's very like graphic. Which would obviously be traumatizing, like watching someone lose their leg in real time. Obviously, they don't want to show that on this show, and I probably don't want to see that.
Yeah.
But it's like why is this such a memory for him? Like, or well, obviously it'd be an important memory if he lost his leg, but it doesn't seem like it would be this level of like trauma.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
Do you guys know that he's Tony Zuko's uncle?
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was my big reveal I was gonna say, but like, yeah, he also shows up in Robin's Reckoning Part 1 in a flashback.
So does he have
uncle.
another sibling, or is Michael the father of Tony Zuko?
That is a good question, because I genuinely I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna guess he must have another sibling. Maybe it's like his wife's sibling.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Maybe she was once a Zuko. I don't know, but yeah, his nephew is Tony Zuko.
That's a great. I'm so sorry for rambling over your reveal. That is incredible.
It's good.
Any thoughts? Any final thoughts before we head to Schway Schwarb?
I already said the thing about Tony Zuko being his nephew.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
No.
I feel like I've talked enough.
Okay. Quinn, you have anything to say, or should we move into Shwarbage?
Oh, let's just sway Shwarbage.
Okay. Jack, Quentin, Will.
I think I kind of already said my thing about this episode, like the thing that kind of bothered me and didn't really make sense, but overall, I do really enjoy this episode. I think you could say like it's a little sappy, but I enjoy that. That it's like a heartwarming. I like seeing a little story of redemption when a lot of redemption's kind of an over, it's a trope, but I like it. And so, there's a lot of like super villainy that we see in Batman the animated series that never really gets to redemption. And I enjoy this as a self-contained story and as an episode. So I'm gonna give it a Schway.
Nice. This episode, huh? I'm gonna. To, hmm. The soundtrack of this episode is really, really, really good,
Love
and
it.
it has lots of dynamic moments where I really sort of paid attention to how the soundtrack ebbed and flowed with the scenes and the action that was happening. Um, I just really like this story. However, I really wish they'd gone into more detail. I think that sort of the amount that they gave us was good for understanding the narrative and the story that they wanted to tell, and that's fine. But I didn't really care about any of these characters. I wish they'd spent more time with the son. I wish they'd spent more time fleshing out his dynamic with his wife, so that really we felt the tragedy of his situation. Um, they only kind of talk about the drugs. Mostly, it's showing the action between Thorn and Batman and his operation. So, I wish that they'd kind of struck Thorn's part in this entirely and just focused more on him as a character. Uh, but all in all, not too many complaints other than that. I think the narrative could have been tighter, but what's there is really good. I'm gonna give it a Schway.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hmm. I think I disagree with Quentin quite a bit. No, I think I do wish they had fleshed out his family more, but that doesn't really break it for me. One thing, I wish there were less of the fight scenes. I think those go on too long. But I actually think Batman is in this the perfect amount. Um, because you see why, like, you don't see like his inner monologue or like his personal vendetta. Like, you know why he's doing this just because you know about Batman. I really like how little he's in this. He's really only just there for fights and kind of to uh, imagine if in the Christmas Carol the ghosts were just like, okay, you stay here and learn about a lesson. I'm gonna go fight a guy.
I got Rupert Thorne to deal with.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, he's mostly just kind of spiriting him from place to place, and you don't see any like in-depth, like deep kind of thoughts from Batman because he's just doing it because it's the right thing to do, and he's trying to give this guy a second chance, and if not, he will destroy him. Um, I agree. Rupert Thorne is in it a little too much, but I think the rest of it is balanced pretty well. I I like I'm kind of conflicted because like they're see here. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not. I like this. I want to flat out say I like this, but I don't know if it's deserving of Universal. So I'm trying to decide if I should throw to get it more where I think it should be, or be honest with my own soul. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say this is.
Well, give it
Ah,
whatever your
you
gut says. You
okay?
gotta
Hold on,
mean it.
hold on. You know what? You know what? Okay, Jack. I want you to say one good thing about this episode. Come on, just say
Um,
one good thing. It could be anything.
okay, I really like the music, as Quinn
Okay,
said.
Quinn, give me one bad thing.
Um, the one bad thing.
Yeah,
It's gonna be weird when you say you disagree with one with the bad things. Where
yeah. Do it.
Not a lot of. There's not the Bullock isn't in it enough.
That's a good point, actually. I'm gonna say Schway. I'm gonna say Schway. I don't think it deserves universal, but
Unanimous,
it's getting universal.
baby.
It's unanimous, Schway. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Jack and Quentin are gonna hit you with a cool, smooth outro.
So Quentin, you know the World Cup's going on.
The World Cup?
Yeah, the World Cup, like soccer.
Yeah, I know the World Cup.
I wasn't going anywhere. I didn't
mean,
have anywhere to go with this. What
you
was
know,
I thinking?
I just recently came into a nice silver chalice as well, so
Oh yeah.
it's an eye cup.
Oh yeah. It's an
Yeah.
eye cup.
It's an eye cup.
What? Dare I ask? What is that?
Well, you can't really. You know, it's an eye cup. It's great. You know, in the spelling department.
Oh yeah, the spelling department.
Oh yeah, the spelling department. Could you, Jack? Would you be a doll and maybe spell the word eye cup?
Yeah, sure. Let me. ICUP.
What?